So they've just started the game. I'll give a brief rundown of the players and hand you over to my co-host, Logan, with some thoughts on the actual board itself. So we've got a combination of pretty experienced players and newer players, to at least for the Proven Competitor League. So probably the most experienced here is Marcel Jollybaker. He's been playing in Premier League since season one. His best result so far was coming fifth in season two, but he's had pretty solid results every time he's played, and has done well to get here to the playoff. Then we have maybe one of the best track record is XP11. He's been playing since season two and has made the Premier League finals twice. So maybe he sees this as a way for him to get back to his rightful place in the Premier League. And then two of the newer players, Strif has been playing for, I think it's his third season, and this is definitely his best result to get to the Proven Competitive League playoffs. And then finally, Fez the Fred, brand new to the Proven Competitive League. This is his first season, and he's done really well to make it to the playoffs. So interesting to see how the experienced people play against the newer guys, and they're all playing for a spot. The winner gets a spot in the final on December the 5th, December the 12th, I believe it is, and maybe more importantly, a guaranteed spot in the Premier League for next season. So they're the players and the setup. I'll hand you over to Logan to talk you through the board. Hi, Logan. How you doing?
Hey everybody, yeah, Bob, thanks for having me here. I'm Logan, and I'm happy to be here. Look at the first placement. Strif picked 6-5-11. I think personally, I may have taken 9-6-10 as first, just because you have more production and you kind of monopolize the ore. But it looks like Jollybaker got that spot. I think he's going to be in a really good position here with the most ore production, especially since ore is very rare on this board, and he just has overall very high production. For third, let's see here. Okay, so um, Orange is picking next. I think you have the sheep port, which is very high production at the 9-5-10 spot. Looks pretty strong, but the 8-10-5 also looks really strong. I mean, I probably would have liked to go first or second on this board because then you can get access to the ore. But if you're placing third or fourth on this board, you'd want to have some sort of port strategy. So I think definitely placing close to the sheep port or maybe even the wheat port is good. So let's see what he does here. I think either the 9-5-10 or the 8-5-3 are good picks.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you say they're all locked out of ore, the players three and four,
Yeah,
but there's no obvious road strategy either for them, so it's going to have to be port strategy.
exactly. Maybe there's even an argument for the 11 brick because bricks is so rare on this board, but I think that's just not enough production as a third pick. But I'm as third and fourth. I think maybe I'd be trying to collude with each other to prevent Jollybaker from getting a strong wheat position. Because if Jollybaker gets a strong wheat spot, then it is not looking too good. That's why if I would pick 8-5-10, I wouldn't pick 8-5-10. I would pick 8-5-3. So then you lock out more of the wheat.
Yeah.
Um, so then if he picks 8-5-3, then somebody can pick, let's see, 8-6-2 and 4-9-11. I don't know. It's gonna be hard to lock out all the wheat. So
It is. Yeah.
Jollybaker's looking really good here.
I'll
What
see
would you
you.
do as third, Bob?
Well, I guess if in doubt, go for the production. So I'd probably go for the 8-10-5. And that's what Fez has done.
Yeah, I'm just concerned there's gonna be a lot of wheat left over for Jollybaker now that he picked there. But
Yeah.
it's looking like Jollybaker's game to lose, but maybe I'm sure there'll be a lot of collusion
Yeah.
to put Jollybaker in a worse spot, but so as fourth, there's let's see where Feds puts his road down. He's probably gonna try to get on the wheat port because there's gonna be a lot of wheat available for him.
Yeah, I guess he's afraid of being cut off by, like, potentially XP
That's
could
interesting.
well, XP could cut him off by a place on the 5-4-3 and the 9-3-11, for example, but whether he'd want to or not.
Interesting. Okay, so as fourth, I think you gotta go for the sheep port here somehow. Maybe 5, 9, 10, 3, 6, 4. But then Jollybaker gets all 5 resources with the 11, 4, 9. Or I guess
Yeah.
I think what you have to do here maybe is work with Feds to block out the good spots. Maybe take 5, 9, 10 with the 6, 4, 3, and then Feds gets the 4, 9, 11, blocks out all the wheat in that section, but then Jollybaker gets the 4, 8, 3, which is also pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe even better. I don't know. This is really tough. Oh, it looks like Strif is just disconnected.
He has. Hopefully he'll get back. Let's reconnect, I think.
Yeah, he has time though.
Yeah,
he has time though because he picked first.
Yeah.
I think he was having some computer issues earlier.
He was, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, what do you think about first pick here? The 6-5-11 or the 6-10-9 or maybe even the 6-5-10?
I guess 6-5-11 is good as much as it's the best all-round wheat spot. It's just I guess it's a little bit unusual to see a really central position as the first pick for some reason. But
yeah, I really like placing on ore and wheat spots as first and second position, but I think the 6, 9, 10 is just so much better because you get the rarest resource on the board and you get the most of it. So
and there's
always
there's
gonna be a
enough
wheat
wheat.
spot open.
Yeah, there will be a wheat spot open. Yeah, so I think 6, 9, 10 would have been better.
Yeah, like worst comes to worst, it's the 6-2, the 6-3, or the 11-4. Like, yeah. So we'll see how this plays out. I think no matter what, Jollybaker's going to have a really strong position, and then Strif is going to be in a decent position with potentially all 5 resources, but maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, it looks like XP is going to go for the sheep port strategy. That's really good. I wonder what he's going to place as second. I think he has to place on the wheat spot, like the 6, or maybe he goes on the 9-4-11, so then Feds can take the 6-4-3, and then he can get the wheat port. Maybe they're trying to work something out here.
Do you want to go and listen to them?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's pop in and see what they're saying.
Wow. It looks like Bob is talking in Discord, but he's not. It's weird.
As he's probably recording our nice voices, but we don't say anything.
You're right. I was recording your nice voice. You don't say anything. We're going to go back to the commentary channel. Okay, Logan.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Well, that was exciting. Got a little shout out.
That was exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, it looks like they're not working anything out. So they'll just figure something. He has a minute and a half to figure out what his second placement is. What would you do here, Bob?
Well, brick is rare as well. I think I'd be inclined to go for the 9-4-11, getting the wheat and the brick. He's gone for more wheat,
Mhm. Yeah, I
which
think
gets
either
more sheep
6-4-3
as
or
well.
9-4-11 are really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and going
Yeah,
back,
though, I think
going back to the just to Strif's first pick, he did get on the brick as well, so that may be another reason why he went that 6-5-11.
right, but I think having ore is better than brick here, maybe for the end game. But
Yeah,
something I just saw, Strif might be stuck with the 8-10 or the 8-3 position for his second pick. So that means there's a potential for XP to not even get his sheet port.
true.
So then maybe XP going on the 6-4-3, he has a potential to get his wheat port. Oh, I did not. Actually, no, that's really good. I like that move better than the 4-9-11 because you get the
You
wood
get the
port.
wood port as well, which is really strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that better than I was thinking he would do the 9-4-11, but I think that's better. But now, Jollybaker gets the 4-9-11, which is going to be really strong. He's going to get to his 3-1 port super quick, and then he's just popping devs and cities at that point. Very simple game strategy for him once he gets there.
Yeah.
And then that's going to leave Strif with kind of a hard decision to go either 8-10 or actually, well, yeah, 8-10 or 8-3, but I think he's probably going to do 8-10. Yeah, and that's why I think like the 6-5-11 and the 8-10, I don't think that's as good as the 9-6-10 and maybe like the 6-2 or the 11-4. So I think as first, I think it's may have been a mistake not to take that 9-6-10, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you put yourself in a worse position, then you're not targeted, and then you can kind of build out your kind of setup easier because no one's targeting you and attacking you. So maybe he gets the 8-10 and then he builds towards the 11-3, cuts off Jollybaker, and then he builds to the 11-4 and 6-12, and he just kind of gets really strong,
Yeah. Yeah.
Production and reach, and then he just gets a long road, and so he does have one of the most brick production in the game, and he has the most access to brick because he can build to the 11-4 or the 6-12. So maybe he gets road this game, and he's also going to slow down XP. So then he won't be a threat, and then everybody's going to be blocking Jollybaker. So maybe this will work out for him. But
Yeah. Well,
I think the
we'll
safer
see.
pick may have been the 10.
Well, it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see if it plays out exactly as you've laid out there, Logan. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid prediction that you've put out there.
You can call me the clairvoyant because I'll be predicting everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think here I think I'd want to be in Fed's position right here because you're not a target early game, but once you get your wood port, you're going to be, in a really strong position. I like Fed's position a lot. But the only problem is like it's going to be like impossible to trade for wood, and that's one thing that Jollybaker won't have to worry about is like he only needs one brick and he could port for brick, he could port 4 ores for brick and get his settlement, and then his game has already started. Whereas for Feds, it's going to take him a while to get that brick. And if an 11 rolls early game, that's going to be really unfortunate for the whole table because Jollybaker's going to have his port and he won't have to trade with anyone, and he's just going to build up before anybody else does.
Yeah, just cities and devs, and that's it, all over.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Fed's turn. I think I'd be looking to get some ore or brick, or maybe get more wood to 4-1 for a brick, because he needs to get that wood port right away. Or he can get dev, so he can try to make stuff happen with either road building or knights to try to take brick from people. But we'll see what he just holds. That's interesting.
No, he's just got more wood.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of wood.
So he'll have enough to 4-1 for his next this next orbit if it gets to him.
Brick. Yeah. For Feds, what do you think of building 2 roads to the 11-4 instead of building on the 4? Do you think that would be worth it to
I don't think
wait
it's I don't
on
think
the
it's worth
center?
waiting very long. I mean, if you've got it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait more than. I guess if
Yeah,
I can
same
build,
here.
if I got on the wood port, I would get on it as soon as possible. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If
The 11 brick is decent, but you can just port your wood for brick if you need to
Yeah.
early on. So, yeah. I think just getting on that wood part as soon as possible would be what he has to do. So
Yeah.
it's Strif's turn. What do you think his priority is at this point? Oh, there's a 4-4 in this early on. Wow, and he doesn't build any roads.
Interesting.
Do you think his priority would be the 11-3 or the 6-12 for Strif?
I don't know. Maybe 6-12. But really, I think my priority of average Strif would be to get the city up on 6-5-11.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely your priority. But then, I mean, that's going to come pretty easily if 6 and 5s roll. So
I think the extra ore is for me. I'd rather have the extra ore than the extra brick. So.
Right. I think for Strif, it would be an interesting play to go to the 11-3 first, but if he goes to the 6-12, it gets him closer to the 3-1 port at the 11-12, and I think that's going to be really helpful for his game, 3-1 port, because he's going to be building quite a few cities, and when you have a lot of cities, 3-1 ports become very strong.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be what he's going to do. But I kind of like the 11-3 because you kind of set yourself to potentially connect for longest road, but you don't have to. But you prevent Jollybaker from getting that spot. But he might not even want that spot, so who knows? Maybe if Strif's numbers don't roll, then he can get to the 6-12, and that will help him get his city up quicker because he's going to have a bit more ore production.
Yeah.
Oh, they block. I am confused. He did not block Jollybaker here. And instead, he blocked blue and orange. What do you think about that?
Well, surprising.
XP has to be blocking black.
Surprising. So
Yeah.
surprising it's not on the. I mean, the 6 ore is the obvious block, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. 6 ore. Maybe he made a deal with Jollybaker, but I think no matter what deal there is, you have to block Jollybaker here.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe he's scared of the wood port. Oh man, now Jollybaker has the knight, so he's going to be in a really strong position. He's probably going to be blocking. I don't know. Who do you block as Jollybaker here? That's everybody. I feel like everybody's in the same kind of position, strength level.
Yeah.
Maybe XP is a bit lower than everybody else.
I think you just try and block the biggest production at this point. So probably the 5 wheat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. 5 wheat is a good spot. Yeah. As the first pick, what do you think about placing on the 6-10-5 instead of the 6-9-10 or 6-5-11? Actually, no, I don't like that much.
Well,
because then you leave open the 6-9-12, which is just this really strong spot.
Yeah,
if anybody gets weak.
you do, but it's also a strong all wheat sheep spot. So I think you can certainly argue for it.
Yeah. Okay, now black's getting blocked. That's good to see. So it looks like Strif is getting development cards. Maybe he's feeling that he's getting blocked a lot, so he wants to protect himself. But I think with that ore and wheat, you kind of gotta save up for the city there first. I feel like that's his only way to victory here, but we'll see. Maybe he wants to prioritize the 6-12 and then get his city from there.
Yeah, or maybe he just wants to protect that 6-all because he knows it's going to be blocked a lot. So,
Right, that's true.
but
Yeah, I guess if the 6-or is blocked, he just doesn't have any chance of getting the city anytime soon. And it's going to go back from the 6 to the 5 to the 6 to the 5.
yeah,
Unless he gets robber control, and then even if he gets robber control, there's not that many good spots to block for him, I think. Besides the 9 and the 4
that's
weak.
true. He's on all the good blocking spots.
Yeah, that's another downside of that 6-5-11. I didn't think about. Like, he's on all the good blocking spots. The 8 wood too now. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
All his 3 strong spots are all blockable.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, it's unfortunate. He got railed on these picks. Yeah, I think picking 6-5-11 on his first is really unfortunate. But we'll see. If 11s roll hot, then he'll be in a good spot. There was a team tournament a while ago, and I think you had to have like 4 players on your team, and XP11 and Strif were both on my team. It was fun to hang out with those guys and play
That's interesting.
together. Yeah, we're both good guys and fun to hang around with, and really good players too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, in the heat of the moment, sometimes it's hard to make the most statistically logical choice, or I don't know, the best decision. But when I'm in these type of when I'm in these type of high like um, high reward games,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah,
really important games, high importance games, like it's hard to make the right decision sometimes, especially for picking spots.
it is. And
I
I think it's too early to say that it's definitely a wrong pick. We'll see how it works out.
yeah.
I mean, he is on all 5 resources and he's got good numbers on everything. So
But
yeah,
that's true. But not a good port.
No, he's
he's
lacking a good port. So that's
yeah,
worrying.
that's kind of important. So Strif is placing the robber. Where do you put the robber here? Probably on the 4 wheat. Yeah, I think I would do the 4 wheat. Or the 9 or, but that's kind of a stretch. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So Strif used his knight. Oh man. See, if Jolly keeps getting these 7s, like he's gonna have no problem at all. You know, progressing his game.
He's been lucky.
Oh, and he blocks the 8. I guess he wants to limit both of their expansion capability. If they block Strif's wood, then he won't be able to move very much, and he has to either buy devs or get a city, and it's going to take him a while to get a city. Okay, well, luckily there's another 7. Yeah, I think that's going to be a theme of today's game. Is Rob's going to be on the 8, the 4, and the 6.
So now,
so it looks like Fed's got his wood port.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's going to make the 8 with a bigger block,
he's going to be a big threat.
He's got the other 8 anyway. So
yeah, that's the thing. He's like unblockable at this point. He's perfectly unblockable. You can block his 8 wood, but it really does nothing against him. I think the only other, like you can't really block his 4 or 5 wheat because it's just not really worth it. You kind of have to block his wood, and then I think, like I mentioned earlier, like I would love to be in Fed's position right here because he only got blocked a few times early game, but once he gets his wood port, he's kind of sneakily really strong.
He is. Well, the 11 just rolled as well, so there's some brick in the game.
Yeah, maybe Strif can do something with this, with that brick. but his 8's been blocked a bunch, so. Wow, lots of 7s here. So Feds rolls a 7, goes on the 4. That's a good spot. Good blocking spot. Oh, so it looks like XP put his road to the 3-1 port instead of the wheat port. What do you think about that, Bob?
Well, he is going to have excess sheep as well, so maybe it makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually, because what you can do, like the other option is to do one road to the wheat port and get on the wheat port, but then you kind of limit your production that way, because if you do it this way to the 3-1 port, you get your port quicker, but then you can spend a kind of extra time to get to that wheat port, and then you can build 2 roads to the 8-3 instead of the 8.
Yeah.
And then that
agreed.
like kind of synergizes better with your 3-1 port, because you just increase your production massively.
Yeah, and he's
So
got,
I like what that move actually.
yeah, and he's got something to do with all of the sheep that he might be producing as well. So
Exactly. Yeah, I think I would have just pointed my road to the wheat port, but thinking kind of a long game to the 3-1 port is probably way better. Oh man, these 6s are rolling now. They're getting close to their city. Oh man, I think they have to keep that 4 wheat blocked, or else Jollybaker can get his city soon. Oh yeah, look at Feds. He's doing so well right now.
3-1 port as well now. Yeah. And
What's your
again?
What's your priority as Feds? What's your priority next?
My priority probably would be to city up one of those 8s.
Yeah, I agree.
8-5-10 probably, rather than the 8-3-4.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's on a 3-1 port as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets a city on both 8s, then he really is unblockable.
Mm-hmm. Another idea would be try to get to that 8-3 spot on the wheat port, because he has a lot of wheat production now.
He does now, yeah.
But I think all that really does is slows XP11 down, and you kind of want to prop each other. Actually, well, Feds is in the lead now, so he doesn't really need to prop anyone up. But normally when you have a position of power and strength, like when Fed's winning now, so he kind of has more power over other players, you kind of want to help the players who are losing, because you don't want to help the other players who who catch up to you. So you kind of want to slow players who are closer to you and speed up players that are further away from you, because then you can also benefit from helping them, and you can kind of extend your lead. So yeah, I think just sitting up is the better play than trying to get to that 8-3 wheat port. Jollybaker has 7 cards now. Let's see what he can do here. Maybe he's gonna put out some trades. So now, like, Jollybaker's not looking very scary. So he won't be blocked as much. But I think the problem with this board right now is that Feds is like very far in the lead, but it's gonna be so hard to block him. So he might be able to keep his lead very, very well without having to buy devs. I think and if he realizes that, then he can focus on the city rather than buying devs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think it'd be okay to buy a few devs here and there if you get the right rolls, or if you get like a bad hand and you have to, get less cards so you don't send them out, then you buy dev. But like, he'd really want to be prioritizing his city right now.
Yeah, I agree.
The interesting thing too is like, he doesn't have any ore production, and he doesn't have any, like, he won't get any trades for ore, so
No.
he's gonna have to pour all his ore, or try to get some lucky 7s to pluck ore from Jolly and Strif.
Yeah, but at the moment every 8's an ore, so
That's true. Yeah. Should we go in their group chat to see what's going on?
yeah, why
real
not?
quick?
Okay, so that we'll jump in. Yeah.
Why? Oh
You could have asked me
God.
for insurance. XP.
And we are not asking with you.
I would have given it
Oh.
pretty cheaply, I think.
I don't know what to say. I just completely killed my game with the 2-8, 2-7s.
Yeah, extremely rough start.
For me, it was like 4-7s or 5-7s. I don't know.
Yeah, but you didn't 7 out.
No,
It's
that
7 out like every time.
yeah, but 5-7s is robbed. It's like 1-7, 7 out.
No, 2 7s, 7 out.
What's a good place to block?
I think the 6R.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. The
Dolly
4
already
wheat,
has the death
8
card.
wood.
I don't.
There's no brick out there, right?
No,
No.
I think you used it. Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
an 8 wood behooves you.
Yeah. Oh, that's just hard.
Can I get some wood?
I
Yeah.
can't trade with you.
You have
What do you
a wheat?
Um,
No, it doesn't give me a city.
it doesn't. I thought you.
No. I
It's
bought
in
a dev
more
you,
card.
dev
you
cards
bought a dev card, didn't you? Yeah.
or preparations for a city.
I'll do wheat for wood.
I
It
can.
gives him a city if a 4 rolls.
I roll
Or
a
if he
7
has,
and take a read from you.
or if he has
Actually, wait. I'm so stupid. That was a horrible move. I don't know why I did that. Well, yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it was a terrible move.
Well, I was going
Oh.
to settle, and I traded away the wheat I needed to settle. Like.
Okay. Hmm.
could have
I got
traded
you.
you wheat.
Hmm.
That's a
And
trade
you,
fairly cheaply if you wanna.
Okay, we're back, Logan.
Yep. So, what do you think about Strif placing his road to the ore port?
Surprising. I wouldn't do it. So I don't think the ore port's gonna be very.
Yeah,
I don't think the ore port's gonna be very useful to him.
yes, I agree.
Especially with that the
And
8
getting
wood,
more wood.
and the 8 wood's gonna be blocked as well.
Yeah, and getting more wood doesn't really help his synergy and his wood brick ratio. So, yeah, it's tough. I think maybe he's just feeling that he really needs a port, and he needs to get the ore port. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe he gets on the 6-12 and gets a city on the 6-5-11 and gets devs to protect his 6 ore, and then he can kind of do something with the ore port. But even then, you'd be using his he'd be using his ore for either devs or cities. So we'll see. But I think trying to get the 6-12 or 11-3 would be better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think you can kind of tell who's who with their voices. I think Jollybaker's the guy with the kind of the deeper voice, right?
He's got the guy with the German accent.
Okay. And then Strif is the American. He has an American accent like I do.
Yeah.
And then XP and Feds. Do they have similar accents? I forget.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, somewhat.
I've never played with Feds before, so I don't know.
Yeah, they have
But he's
similar
definitely looking
voices.
like the favorite. Yeah, he's definitely looking like the favorite to win this game. But like the thing is with his setup is he actually doesn't have that much production. Like he has 4 points, but one of his settlements is on a single 4, and his other settlement is on a single 10. So while he has like the best flexibility out of anybody, I think he might find it hard to keep his lead once Jollybaker gets his 3-1 port and XP gets his port, because everybody's gonna have flexibility except for Strif, and he's just gonna be lacking in production. So if Feds can get his city up, then he can kind of keep his lead better.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough with everybody stealing from him. So I think XP was complaining that he's kept on sevening out, which that's tough because he has good production, but he doesn't have good synergy in his cards. So that
No,
makes sense that he
he doesn't. He really needs that. Once he gets in that 3-1 port, then he's in a much better position.
exactly. And maybe he could. I mean, it's kind of it might be too late for him now, but if he could get that 3-1 port and the wheat port pretty quickly on the 8-3, then he's a really strong contestant for longest road because he has so much space.
He does have a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the one that needs the most trades or ports because he's got no brick and no ore. So
Exactly. Yeah, like that's the downside. Like Feds and XP are kind of in a similar boat in terms of their type of setup, like, production or porting or road or reach sheet. But Feds is just way further ahead. So yeah, I think I was saying XP's setup is like pretty decent, but now it's not looking too hot. I think he's just gotten pretty unlucky with the rolls and
yeah,
stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. I'm surprised Jollybaker is only at 2 points. I feel like he would be able to hold the settlement here pretty soon, especially with those 11s rolling. I think they've rolled maybe 3 times. I think maybe twice.
yeah. And you thought he ought to be able to get some wood trades, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last night I played the Starfares version of Catan or
all
Catan.
right, yeah.
Settlers of Catan. Have you played that version before?
I have not. No, but it looks interesting.
Oh, it's pretty.
That's the one with the
Yeah.
rocket ship which you shake and the balls come out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the balls don't come out, but they stay in.
They
Yeah,
stay in,
those
but
balls
they
are the rocket ships.
right, but they decide what powers you get or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely not as skill based as the basic game or Cities and Knights, but it's still pretty fun. I think it's all really luck based and kind of what the cards you get and how you use them. But there's a lot more trades in that game, I think, than the base game because it doesn't really matter what kind of setup you have. It just matters how many cards you get. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. But so XP, he has 15 seconds left. Let's see what he can do. He has 7 cards, so he's probably that's good. If he didn't get a trade, he'd probably 7 out next rotation. But looks like he got a brick. Did he get a brick from Strif?
Yeah, he got a brick.
Yeah.
But for 3 cards, it's quite expensive. But he got his he got his settlement out of it. So
yeah, hopefully Strif can get something out of it. It doesn't 7 out here. Probably worth it, yeah, to get that 3 for 1. But and I think it's okay too because Strif isn't. Oh my gosh,
that's annoying.
and he 7s out. No. Dang, that's really unfortunate. Maybe he could have made a deal with XP and say like XP has to hold his insurance. Maybe if they had like unlimited time, XP would have held cards for Strif because he gave him the brick. Because I feel like Strif giving up a brick is kind of sucky for him anyways. So I feel like he could have evened out the deal with being like, "Hey, can you give me insurance on my cards?"
Yeah.
But I mean, hindsight's 2020. Like you have one more roll left, and it's not that great of a chance that's
no,
it's 7. So that's
yeah.
just
I mean, in those situations, I normally do take the risk. And
yeah. Okay, so Jolly played his first robber. So both him and Strif are in the race for robbers, but it's funny how they share the same sheep number, 10 sheep.
Yeah.
So they'll be when one person gets a dev, then the other person will likely have a dev as well. Unless 4s and 5s are rolling very differently. Okay, what do you do here as Feds? He has 7 cards. You maybe just port for ore, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you start playing devs because you can hold ore in your hand, but then people are just going to steal from you if you do that. It's tough.
They are, but
This game is going quite slowly, I think.
it is.
I think
Trouble,
we're just spending a
yeah.
bunch
I mean,
of 7s.
if you're afraid to, trouble is if you spend your all getting a dev, then that's one less all you got for your city. So again, my style would be to port for the ore and hold it, and hopefully it doesn't get stolen before I can city out. But
Yeah, and that's the issue with him getting that extra settlement on the 3-1 port. Like, it gives him more flexibility, but also puts him kind of deceivingly in the lead. So he's going to get blocked more. Like, if he didn't put that settlement down, then maybe he wouldn't get as blocked as much. No, I don't know. Getting the wood port is just very strong. I don't know. It's tough to know how to pace when you're playing with really good players because like you can kind of know how they think, but like you can't really just tell the future. So
no.
oh man, this is kind of stressful because if people don't start getting their resources up, then Feds is just going to probably run away with it. Oh, but people are rolling 7, so they can block him.
And
so
they are blocking him, and
good.
they keep robbing from him. So
yeah, he's getting slowed down quite a bit. So it's funny, like everybody's blocking each other and everybody's slowing each other down, and so like no one's really progressing very quickly. It also has to do with like nobody has like all 5 resources except for Jollybaker, and he's getting robbed a lot as well. So everybody's kind of relying on each other for trades and deals, but yeah, everybody's blocking each other as well. Bob, what do you think about the robber animation?
how about the
Santa Claus
the Santa?
outfit?
It's nice. Puts us in the Christmas spirit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit early. It's not quite December yet, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how like how many metaphors you can put on that. Like maybe it puts a negative stigma on Santa Claus. Santa Claus is stealing from people, but then like on the other hand, he's going from each house to each house. He's hopping from the house. So it's kind of like accurate in a sense that
yeah, but he's not doing what Santa normally does. So
yeah, he's like the anti-Santa.
Yeah,
he's the antichrist of Christmas. But anyways, looks like Fed's got his city up. What do you think about that city?
well, I would put it on the 8510. The only reason I maybe wouldn't have done it right now is because that 8 is blocked. So I might have been inclined to put it up on the other one just because that was not the one that was blocked. Because the robber might stay there for a little while. But having said that, 7 rolls, so it's gonna move.
Right, so many 7s. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the 834 is just better because you get more wood production. Like say a 3 rolls, then
you do, but the
cheaper
wheat and the sheep production is going to be useful as well. And
yeah, I mean you get 2 sheep on the 10 anyways.
yeah, but
I think the good thing about
they're both cities are good, and what thing is, whichever one you sit up is going to get blocked more. So
right, and the 8 with Strif on it, like that's going to get blocked maybe a bit more. So maybe that's why he was inclined to put the city on the left one, so that I don't know. But the thing is, the good thing about the 8-5-10 city is like 10 rolls, that's a free card because he has a 3-1 port.
Yeah,
so I guess
exactly. It's got a 3-1 port, and it's the biggest production spot. So I would have chosen the 8-5-10. As I said, but apart from in that particular situation, because the rubber was actually on there at the time, so that would have probably swayed me to put it on the other one. But as it turned out, Santa moved.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the city on the 4 wheat kind of makes it an attractive robber spot because you get 3 wheat on the 4 and 1 wheat on the 5, and even if you get your 3 wheat on the 4, then you just have to port it, or you don't have to, but you're likely to port it, but you kind of want to keep your wheat because it's kind of valuable. So porting your sheep is better than porting your wheat. So you talked me into the 8
Okay.
5 10 now. I like it better. Yeah, I think at first glance, I think I would have picked the 8 3 4, but yeah, I like the 8 5 10 better now. Okay, so it's Jollybaker's turn. It looks like he's behind now. I in the beginning I thought he would be in the lead, but maybe his numbers aren't rolling, or he's just being blocked a bunch.
I think his numbers just can't be rolling because I've been looking at him. He's just not being. He's never had that many cards.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, where do you block as feds? I think maybe the 4 wheat or 6. Yeah, 6 ore. 6 ore is definitely the block, I think. Right?
Yeah, you think so.
Yeah, the only issue is like Strif is not in that great of a spot, so I think blocking XP is also decent, but yeah, as feds, I think I would always be blocking Jollybaker because like even though he's way behind, once he gets a few of his rolls, like he's gonna be in a really strong spot. So
And it is surprising how far behind he is. What's he done? So he's bought one dev card and built one road, and
yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. And Fed's over here with a city and 2 settlements.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, I think that's it. 9 has only rolled I think that's its 3rd time, and he has 2 9s. So I think 9s have been lackluster recently. We'll see if Jollybaker 7's out here. If he 7's out, then he's gonna be in a world of hurt. Okay, what's your priority here as XP? What would you prioritize here?
Well, I'd probably, depending on what cards I got, I'd probably buy a couple of devs. But if I can get some trades for brick, then getting onto that 8-3 would be brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
But I think if I've got the cards, buy a couple of devs and see what I get. See if I get a road building or something.
Yeah, because there's been 2 devs that have been bought and both knights, so I think you have a decent chance of getting either a VP or your plantee or maybe mono.
And I think he's not in a great spot, so I think he needs to try and get lucky in a way by buying some devs. But
Yeah, for sure. But when you're behind like that, you kind of have to prioritize production over win conditions. So, but yeah, I think you just have to look at what cards you have in your hand if you can get to the 8-3 or just port for devs. Okay, see now Jollybaker has his city.
So now he's up and running.
So now he can get his 3-1 port, and he's going to be probably on par with Feds once he gets his port. But I think by that time, maybe Feds gets another city.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Okay, it's a good block, I think. What do you think about blocking the 9 wood instead? That actually might be... Oh, I guess the 9 just rolled. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, it's a good block, but blocking Jolly's only wheat can't be bad.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. So Feds goes to the wood over there. I feel like it might be a better spot for him to go to. No, maybe not.
Well, there probably is maybe some better ones, but that's the quickest one. So you can quickly get some more wood production.
Right.
And that's,
Right. Yeah, the 11-4 just isn't that great because you get brick, but then you don't do anything with the brick. It doesn't help you. Whereas the wood can help you be more flexible and go for basically any win condition you want.
Yeah, I mean, he could have tried building down to the weak port instead.
Yeah, he would probably actually
Whereas-
make it with all his production, but it's tricky because he'll get blocked a bunch, and maybe they feed XP that spot. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
which would be smart for them to do if he was going there. So yeah, I think I like that play maybe, but then again, that gives more reason for putting the city on the other one if you're going to put another summit on the left 8.
Yeah. Interesting there that XP blocked that 8 wood and not the one with the city on.
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to block Strif too. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was there already.
No,
So then he moved it to the other
he
8.
just now he moved it from the 4, I think.
Yeah. Should we listen to their conversation? They might be having one.
Yeah, let's see what they're saying.
Come on. God damn it. Really would have liked to have those two.
All right, that was me. Yeah, should just
Strif,
put
do
it
you
on the
want wood?
top.
I can trade you wood.
I would trade you a sheep for 2 wood.
I would do 1 for 1.
It doesn't
Me
do-
too.
doesn't do anything for me.
I'm less likely to 7-8. If a 10 would roll, I would 7-8. But guys in the stream, if you're wondering why he blocked the 8 wood, it was the bot.
It was a bot.
He wanted to block the other wood.
Yeah, I was clicking the check mark
Not for
and
that damn
um,
bot, I would be building a city this turn too.
Yeah,
Which really feels
I was wondering
God.
that actually. So.
Oh my god, that's 6. Come on. 1 turn too late.
B, are you interested in ore for 2 sheep?
all for 2 sheeps.
Wood for sheep?
Not really. I just traded it in.
Oh, you don't have any sheep left.
Oh, I wanted to trade. Oh, you just got the ore, so yeah.
Hmm.
I wanted to trade with you last turn.
Hmm. Me too, but I didn't hit ore.
Yeah, I know. I know. Is it another 7?
Probably. Oh my god, this
Oh
block.
my god.
Yeah, it's rough. The wrong 8.
Yeah, that feels bad.
That was me. That was me. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow, those 8s really, that rubber and those 8s really hurt Strif
Yeah,
there.
well, interesting to hear that it was the bot that put it in that on the 8 instead of the other one. So.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's an interesting thing that happens on these online games versus something like that won't happen
No,
in in-person game.
No, that's true. One of the quirks you have to live with.
Yeah.
Just running out of time is annoying. So
Hmm.
you have a reasonable amount of time in these normal time games, but even then, sometimes it's just not enough.
Right. Especially if like someone disconnects or just somebody has like a bunch of cards or has a lot of development cards to choose to play from. Okay, so as XP 8 cards, what is he doing? Maybe a dev, or do you think it would be good to start going for a city at his position, or do you think he'd want to get to that 8-3 first?
Don't know.
Oh,
I
maybe
think
it's a city.
yeah. I was going to say if you got the cards, then I would go for the city. I think that increase production with his 3-to-1 port is going to be good.
Hmm. And that city might help him get to that 8-3
yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
So now that Strif has his orb port already, I think it's probably better for him to get to that 6-12 rather than the 11-3.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
maybe if he gets to 11-3, he could potentially connect. But it's not that strong. I think the 6-12 is just better.
I think that's a stretch.
Yeah. Maybe he can get to the 9-12. Shout out to Real Crate.
There's
Get
Jolly.
to 9-12 and help his orb port.
Yeah, there's Jolly with his second city up.
Oh man. Yeah. See, now I mean, it's not as clear who's in the lead if it's Feds or Jollybaker, because I think I would argue Jollybaker's in the lead.
Yeah. Well, he's got a better production now. He just hasn't got his port yet. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah. And it's not going to be that hard to get a port because it's a settlement and he has all the resources needed for a settlement, and he can fourth one if he's desperate. Yeah. So now the blocking targets is going to be the 10 sheep. Oh yeah, Feds is blocking the 6, or anybody else is probably going to be blocking the 10 sheep and the 6, or I guess, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to keep complaining about how slow this game is going, but now it seems to be picking up. And
yeah, I think it's going to speed up
now.
now.
Everybody has a city, so yeah, because everybody has a lot more production now. So there might be less trading, but there'll be a lot more stuff going on now since people have cards to do stuff with. I think now it's all about who's going to go for which win condition. You're kind of at the mid game, maybe like mid to late game. No, yeah, I think mid game, and that's when you kind of want to start out figuring out what win condition you want. I think for Strif, it depends, and then for Jollybaker, it's kind of obvious. I think he has to go for army.
Yeah, he's got to.
But it's kind of difficult though too, because Feds and XP. Well, no, I think Feds is off, probably has to either build a 10 or go for army, and XP probably goes for road or build to 10. And Jollybaker, I think, yeah, he has to try to get army. Building to 10 might be a bit difficult.
I don't see anyone getting a really long road, so road could just be up for grabs to whoever is closest at the end.
Yeah, and like that could be scary, because like somebody could just grab road at the end. Like they could be at 6 points, pull their last knight, and build one road and get road and army on the last turn. So
could easily be Jolly.
Somebody
he's
has
on
to
the wood and brick. So
exactly, yeah. If it's anyone, it's gonna be Jolly. Looks like Jollybaker's at risk of subbing out. Wouldn't be surprised with all the 7s rolling. I wonder how many devs Jolly will be able to pull on his next turn if he doesn't 7 out. Probably a bunch of devs.
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to. His priority will be that settlement, I would have thought. But he'll probably be able to do that and buy a dev or 2.
Right. He may have to 4-for-1 for something he's missing. I haven't been tracking the rolls.
Well, I think he's got brick.
Oh yeah, 11. Yeah, he's got everything he needs for a settlement then. Oh man. Yeah, he's gonna be able to catch up to Feds pretty quickly, I think. I think Fed's got to build his other city, and then he can start thinking about his win condition. Because like honestly, Feds could probably outpace Devs faster than Jolly or Strif
Yeah,
because
it could.
there's all that flexibility.
As long as the 8s keep rolling,
But-
that's the thing. If they don't,
Right. But yeah, I think in order to do that, he needs to get another city. But I don't know. Once he gets a city, I feel like you might as well just build the 10 at that point. You know, you only need one more settlement and 2 cities, or maybe a VP.
yeah.
I'm really worried about XP and Strif. They're kind of falling behind here. But oh, I didn't see this. Strif got a dev. I missed that. So maybe that can help him catch up potentially. If it's like a Euro Plenty or a Mono. What's your priority here as Strif? Do you think getting city, dev, settlement?
Well, get into the 612,
Oh.
I think.
Yeah,
But it needs
he just pulled a road building, so maybe. Where do you put your 2 roads? Interesting.
that is
I don't
interesting.
know how I felt about that.
He's obviously thinking what you were thinking, and maybe he can connect the longest road. So
Yeah, but Jollybaker can just cut him off here.
he can, but
Man.
is that Jollybaker's priority? That's the thing.
I mean, he kind of extends.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure there's any benefit
We'll
for
see.
Jollybaker to do that.
Right. Jollybaker had 18 cards in his hand, right?
Yeah. So he's built his settlement. Got
Yeah,
11
it's
cards
insane.
left.
18 cards. Oh my.
He's bought a dev already.
Yeah, he's already caught up. Oh my lord. That's 2 devs.
Two
Okay,
de-
so
two-
he
two
got a
devs and
summit and 2
settlement.
devs.
Yeah.
That is such a strong move. Okay, well, XP is getting those cards up, so he's gonna probably be able to get to that 8-3 pretty soon. And maybe now XP is decentralized to build more roads because maybe Strif will be able to put up a competition for that. Oh man, this is getting intense now. Everybody's building up.
9 rolls, which is good for Jolly.
Yeah, that's really good for Jolly. Who do you think is closer to the win, Jolly or Feds?
Well, Feds probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if the 8, he just gets a few 8 rolls and he can very quickly, as you said, build another settlement, another city.
If
He can even steal. He can even,
yeah, the only
he
thing
can
is
even
that
steal
0
road
cards.
as well. So if he gets
That's
lots of.
true. Only thing is he's at the 0 cards and Jolly has
It's true. He is on the moment.
probably a city in his hand or something. Does he? Is it 4 roll? No.
No,
No, he doesn't have a city.
he's got some devs though in his hand, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jolly can pull this one out pretty easily. Because, well, no, it depends who people block, really. You know, it depends who people perceive who's in the lead, and that will kind of determine whoever's getting blocked will probably not be the winner out of Feds and Jolly. But they got to be blocking both of them. I really want to see Strif and XP work together here to like make something happen. Maybe one person goes for road, one person goes for army, but it's hard when one person doesn't have any cards. Strif doesn't have any cards here.
XP's got a few.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
looks like he's trying to trade up for another city.
whoa. He traded with Jollybaker.
He did.
Oh, I hope it's worth it. He really needs that wheat port. Well, not so much now, but huh?
It would certainly help.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But
if
he probably needs to buy
Strif
some
can,
devs now. If he doesn't buy any devs, then no, Jolly's got the dev race to himself, hasn't he? So
I
yeah,
agree.
so he
Yeah,
just bought one.
that's great that he bought one. Oh, Strif just passed his turn. What was that? Oh, he didn't have any cards. Yeah, he only has 4 good numbers, really.
Yeah. There's an 8 for Feds.
Oh, Feds gets blocked.
But blocked,
Good
yeah.
block. Yeah, I think Jollybaker's he's right behind Feds here with 2 devs.
Well, he
Ooh,
got another
I don't really like
city.
that city that much.
Well, he's probably thinking he's got army. Perhaps he's got his army and a VP, which effectively puts him on 9 points. So,
Oh. If he has a
uh,
VP in there, then that city makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, this Jollybaker could. Oh man, this is
it could just be
intense.
one more dev card pull away from the win.
Yep, exactly. But I don't know. I feel like if he had 4 cards with that 4 plus 5 is 9. If he had 9 cards in his hand, I feel like you could do something to port for another dev. I feel like that's better than a city here, but probably doesn't matter. He probably has a. Probably gonna win,
Yeah,
unless
well, it's, yeah.
XP gets army. Because I don't think Strif's gonna want to
Perhaps
buy knights.
perhaps he's got 2 VPs in his hand, and that's so he needs just to buy one more knight, and that's
Exactly.
no one's really close to taking an army away from him.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah, I think this could
we'll
be
see. We'll see what happens,
game.
but I think it's going to be close.
Mm.
I mean, the thing is, Jollybaker's a very experienced player, so
Mhm.
his devs must make it worthwhile
Yeah.
building that city. So.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very true. I think I've played with Jolly quite a few times. Okay, as Feds, what's your path to victory here? Oh, he's buying a dev. Probably hoping for road building or monopoly at
Yeah,
this
well,
point.
the path really at this stage probably would be to take road and either build another settlement or another city. But
Right.
if he hasn't got the cards for it, selling a dev's not bad. See what he gets.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe best bet for Feds would be to try to get to that wheat port, and then once he gets that wheat port, he can
And circle around.
trade all his wheat for brick and just build just a bunch of roads.
So there, the 8 rolls
Okay,
when
well,
neither 8 was blocked. So that is good for Feds.
mm-hmm. I'm glad Strif was able to get one more road because I was scared Jolly would build a road to cut him off there.
There's the
So he
army.
had the knights. He has
There's
8
the
points
army.
now. Oh, looks like Strif disconnected.
Yeah.
They'll probably wait a little bit for him to reconnect before moving on. Stall it out. Oh, 7. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's
So if he
shame
didn't
for
move his
Feds.
knight, he wouldn't have 7'd out. That's unfortunate.
That's kind of
That's a rookie
It
mistake.
is a
Oh,
rookie mistake. I
no.
was going to say that. I hate to say that against all these players because they're so good.
I
but
know, I hate to say that.
but
I
it
mean,
is.
I've done it several times, so I mean, sometimes you just get caught up with what's going on the board. You
Yeah,
just
and maybe
forget to
you
count
think
your
it's
cards.
worth the risk because if he does play
Exactly.
and an 8 rolls, perhaps he knew he'd have won on that turn if an 8 had rolled. So
That's true. Maybe it's a calculated risk.
yeah, because
Maybe if he
Jolly's pretty close. He knows that it might just be one dev card away from a win, so
exactly.
he might not get another turn.
Yeah, but I don't know. I
But-
feel like I remember the first tournament I've ever won. I think you were in that last final game. I Monopoly. I 30
Yes,
Monopoly
I
beat you,
know.
I think.
I've not forgotten that.
You
Don't
remember
worry.
that? Oh my goodness. But
I've got over it. I've got over it
I
now.
made the same. Okay, I'm glad. Well, I did the same thing. I moved a knight before I rolled, but I got 8 cards, but I didn't roll the 7. So I made the mistake, but I didn't get
Yeah.
you know, the consequence of it. So I was lucky. And I remember because you can see it on YouTube to this day. Hawkeye was commentating it, and he's like, "Oh, that was a bad move. He
Yeah.
played his knight at 7 cards," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh crap, that's embarrassing." But yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us. But I mean, for Feds, like, yeah, you're right. Maybe if he moves the robber, the 8 rolls, he could win
Yeah.
potentially,
So it's a
or
calculated risk, isn't
it
it?
would get him closer. Yeah, that's funny how you still remember that. I guess if I remember it, still you probably still remember it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that match got me into the PL league.
I did it. That was the one,
Which
wasn't
really,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was pretty angry for a
funny.
while, but I'm much more I'm much more mellow now, and I think 30 monopolies. It's all in the game, isn't it? So
Yeah. That was with
with Jay Warrior,
Jollybaker and who else?
I think
Raj?
was it
Oh, Jay Warrior.
Jay Warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played with him besides that time. Did he stop playing?
He moved over much more to Cities and Knights. He never joined
I see.
the
That makes sense.
previous competitors because he's very
Right.
much a Catan universe man, not a colonist man. And
I see.
but I haven't seen him play for a while, but he's still around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Strif's getting closer to road.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Fed's another 7 out. Dang. He keeps rolling. Oh, that's his second time in a row, right? He 7 out last time.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate. Oh, man. Okay, so what's his priority? He has to build a settlement somewhere. Probably on the 11-4. Because I don't think he'll be able to beat XP to the 8-3.
No.
So he has to build one more settlement and 2 cities. But it might be easier to build settlements, 2 roads and a settlement than building a city because he'd have to pour all his wood for ore, and
So what did
that
he
might
do?
get monoed or plucked out.
He's bought a dev.
Oh, I think he bought a dev.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a fine play. I mean, it could be VP. Knights can help protect you and block Jollybaker. So yeah, that's good. So XP store from Jollybaker. That's good. It's a good block too. If not the 9, block the 10.
Well, I was wondering it might even be worthwhile for Feds to try and stop Strif from connecting his roads to still keep open the possibility of longest road for him, but I don't know.
For Feds?
Yeah.
I guess, but I think it would take him a while because he's going to be porting his wood and he
That's
needs
true,
his
yeah.
wood for roads. So
True.
I think it's possible, and also he's not incentivized really to build around the left 8 wood. He'd have to build up to the 11-4, and like that's just going to take a really long time. But yeah, like I mean, remember how we were saying if he should build to the 8 wood or the 11-4? If he had built to the 11-4, then he would be in a lot better position for taking road.
True.
So that's something you think about. Like the 8 wood gets you, a point faster, gets you more production faster, but 11-4 might kind of help you pace better and help you position yourself better for the win condition in the late game. So
Yeah.
maybe, maybe that was the better play. We'll see. But I mean, you never really know, But I think you can make an argument for both. Okay, so it's Jollybaker's turn. He has one dev. Let's see what he does here. He only has 2 cards, so maybe it's just a pass.
Yeah. Well, he didn't play it, so it's probably not on that.
So I think I missed this, but Strif built a city last rotation. So he's at 8 points, and it doesn't look like anyone's close to taking his road away. So maybe going to that 11-3 was not a bad move.
Yeah, he could easily get 2
It's just risky.
He could get 2 cities quite quickly if the right rolls come his
Exactly.
way. So
I mean, he would need a bunch of 6 and 5s and 8s, maybe 11s as well to force one. But if he had a port, like if that ore port was a wood port, he probably would have won already,
Yeah.
or gotten close.
But that's 3
He'd be a
6s,
lot
3
farther
6s and
ahead.
2 5s isn't out of the question. But mind you, if that
That's
happens,
true.
then that's going to help Jolly and Feds as well.
Jolly
So,
probably wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up who can win here. I think it's just between Jollybaker, Feds, and Strif. I think Jollybaker's much closer than anybody else, though. Oh, wow. Well, maybe Feds is closer now.
Well,
Wait, so how did he get all that ore? He must have ported
he did. He
wood
poured.
for ore, but
Well, he ported wood for wheat and all that's that turn. But
I don't know.
uh,
I feel like he could have just gotten to the 8-3 at that point, right? If he had that much wood to port. Port wood for 3 ore, or you could port wheat and wood for 3 brick, that would get you to the 8-3.
That turn he only bought 1 ore, so he must have had 2 from earlier.
I see. Okay.
He's probably stole 1 from myself, from Jolly, actually. I'm guessing 1 or 2.
Oh, that's very possible too. Yeah, it's much easier to steal ore than it is to steal brick. So, in that sense, it's a lot easier to city than to build 2 roads in a settlement. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So now Feds is very close. Oh my gosh. It's just a toss-up about what devs they have.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
let's
God.
assume they're both victory points, so they're both on 9. And if that's
Now Feds does have a lot more production than Jollybaker at this point.
and
So
he's got an
more
easy
flexibility.
he's got an easier way to get his next point as well. I mean, Jollybaker's got to either build road and settle or dev card, whereas
Exactly. Jolly has to either pull a VP
yeah.
or a settlement.
So it's probably the wrong time to say it, but my money's on Feds.
Okay. I'll put my imaginary money on Jollybaker then, just to make it interesting. I have no idea who's gonna pull it off, but yeah, you can make an argument that's more likely Feds, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe XP has the mono and can pull something crazy out.
You never know.
Do a 9 ore mono. 6 rolls and then the 9 rolls, and then he gets how much? That's a 8 ore, right, for a mono.
It's be interesting if Strif just sneaks it because everyone's paying attention to Feds and Jolly.
Right. Yeah, Strif could pull something out if he gets. I don't know. He shares a lot of the same numbers with everybody else, so he's gonna. No, I don't see it happening. Honestly, I think it's either Jolly or Fed. He could get to 9 points pretty easily, though.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. If an 11 rolls, he gets the settlement on the 6-12. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think that's a good block, though. I don't disagree with the 9 ore block. 10. That's. Everybody gets 2 or more sheep on a 10.
Yeah.
It's like a equalizer roll. That's unfortunate. XP couldn't get that sheep port. Oh. Let's see how many he has 13 cards. He stole seven
yeah.
sheep.
Yeah. Which would have been
That's
nice
pretty
if
good.
he had the sheep port.
Yeah, exactly. So he probably has to get on the 8-3. That's probably his priority, right? Or is it devs, do you think?
Don't know.
If he gets the 8-3, then he needs 2, 3, 5, 6, 7,
I think
8, 4. Then he would need only 3 more roads to get longest road. So that would put him at potentially the win if he has 2 VPs.
it would.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be something. He's thinking about it.
Oh, maybe he doesn't go for the 8-3. Maybe he builds 2 roads to the 6-2. 2 roads around the 6 wheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, no, that's more than he needs, but he needs to get the 8-3 first, because that's just oh what?
No, just build from the wheat port.
What? But the 8-3 is so good. Interesting. Okay, so he opts to get the dev instead of maybe he couldn't get another road for the 8-3, but I feel like he could have. Oh, maybe he couldn't because he had a wheat, sheep, and then something to port for an ore.
No,
So
he
he would have
probably
needed
couldn't
the
because
extra
he's
wood.
left with no cards. So
Exactly. Yeah, and I think if he could, he probably would have. So
yeah,
yeah, so that makes sense. That's still good though. Wheat port and the dev because he has a lot of wheat production.
yeah. And we don't know what his devs are, so who knows?
Yeah, he could be at 8 or 9 points just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So this is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. See, I thought it was going to be Jolly's game from the beginning, but seems like people have been able to slow him down a lot. And just how I mentioned earlier, like Feds looked like he was much further in the lead, but he has flexibility, but he just didn't have a lot of production until he got those 2 cities up. And then by the time he got those 2 cities up, everybody else got their city up. And everybody else doesn't have as much things to port. So they were kind of able to catch up more efficiently. And Feds was being blocked a lot. So that kind of slowed him down a lot too. So that was an interesting, like, just how the game paced out like that. All right, let's see. I mean, oh my gosh, that's
an interesting roll.
It's so good for Jolly and Strif. I think that will help Jolly get his settlement down.
You think?
I mean, he still needs a lot of other rolls, right?
He's
But
only got 3
having
cards.
those brick in hand,
yeah.
having those brick in hand will help him next rotation. If he gets the right rolls, of course. He needs 9.
And your Fed is going to take a card.
And someone 7 out. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shucks, Strif had a discard after
yeah.
he got all that brick. That's unfortunate. Oh, he discarded a bunch of road material too.
He discarded 2 roads.
Oh. We should have kept track of how many 7 outs there were. That would have been an interesting statistic.
Would.
Makes sense though, because I mean, if you look at all of the resources, like there's so much wheat and not a lot of ore, so much wood, not a lot of brick. It's just a lot of the synergizing resources are uneven, and so it makes sense why people would have weird hands and not be able to do stuff with their hands and
It's interesting
7 out.
if Fed's block the 4 wheat and not the 9 ore, so maybe he's thinking that XP is a threat as well.
4 wheat. Maybe he has a mono, so he wants to mono the ore.
Possibly.
There's been some really devastating blocks throughout this whole game.
Yeah.
Like 8's getting blocked, the 8 rolling, 10 getting blocked, 10 rolling, 4. I think it happened with the 4 and the 6 several times. Should we go in the group chat, or I mean the game chat?
Yeah, let's see what's happening.
going on?
Okay, yeah.
Code on the 6-1.
Should I settle? Doesn't feel like the right move.
I think securing a road. I don't know, because you can just win with city and death card anyways. Like the road could be taken away.
Yeah, and I think once I secure this, no one's getting it. I think that's the move, plus a death card. Oh, god damn it, what a dumb death card.
It's a
What are you talking about? I can loop all the way. You know.
It's a VP. Come on.
No, it's not. It's really not. I wish it was.
It's just complaining, but it's a VP. No, come on. I hate
Yeah,
this.
good luck.
Oh my god.
Wow. I should have put on the 642. Yeah.
Oh, you would have won by now if you were on the 642, dude.
Probably, yeah. Insane.
Where should I go?
I just Strif for me.
I didn't draw a VP. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Still get the wood from 3.
But XP, come on, at least one VP. Have at least one VP.
You would think.
So if you only have knights, you could actually get army. It would be funny.
If he
No
gets
one to
army,
check.
that's not funny. He just wins with that.
Well, no, if the last death card is a knight, then he's at 8. So. And it would take 2 turns. I think someone wins in 2 turns.
Within the next 2 turns.
I think so.
You mean you, Fats?
You're so close, so many turns.
I think Strif for me. Because you guys block me anyway, so I can say that I will probably win, or Strif will probably win. Depends on Strif's death card. If it's a knight, I don't know.
No, it's as Jolly said, it's completely useless.
I don't know what is useless. Road building. Maybe a
Yeah.
road building is useless for you.
The road building is useless, and I'll show you my road building in a second. But does Jolly have brick? He might have brick, right?
You're not tricking from me. Fats is ahead.
Yeah, Fats is almost.
Do I go for the 10 sheep?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
the 10 sheep is the block.
Not bad.
God, but
I
Jolly.
do think Jolly has a brick.
You don't think he has a brick? I thought we rolled the 11, and then what happened to it?
Yeah, I think he has a brick.
Oh, he has 2
I'm not
bricks.
saying that he is the steal, but I think he has a brick.
Jolly, I kind of have to. Feels bad,
Mm.
but
Do what you want. If there's an 8 roll and Fats wins, then it's your fault. That is such easy.
Well, no, Strif could win with a
Yeah, of course he can
VP.
win.
With a VP.
No, you just.
Nope, unfortunately not.
Why do you have to build the extra road?
Because of a road building.
It's a
Oh,
road
road
building.
building, road building. Oh, I didn't see. Sorry.
I think the 5 is the block. I'm dead. Strif gets 3 rolls. I get one roll. Ah, GG.
Oh.
That one roll was enough. I had it so long that I needed one roll to win, and it never came. Oh, close game in the end.
Shit, maybe I should have
Yeah.
settled on the 11-4. Take a settlement. I guess it's not that.
What did you roll? A 5?
Oh,
A 5 roll,
wait,
right?
what just happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie, I said the 5 is the block. I
Mm.
said the 5.
Yeah, I was
I
just
got-
sure you will roll a 7, so it doesn't matter for me.
GG.
GG.
GG. Thanks for the game.
Strif, Fats was the steal.
I
What
mean,
can you do?
you
No,
really
I
think he
think
was the
I think
steal? I
5
would have
wheat.
guaranteed VP for myself.
I think
Yeah.
5 wheat was the block, but Strif was the steal, and I wouldn't have won, and Strif could have won.
No, but when with my block stealing from
Yeah.
Jolly, I feel like that made sense.